What fictional character death hit you the hardest? Bubba was gonna be a shrimp boat captain, but instead he died right there by that river in Vietnam. Littlefoot's mom in The Land Before Time. It kept me up at night as a kid thinking about how my parents would die someday. I still cannot watch that scene without crying. I get emotional just thinking about it. Mother, please get up. Edit, love you guys. Thanks for crying with me. I'm tired, boss. Tired of being on the road, lonely as a sparrow in the rain. I'm tired of never having a buddy to be with, to tell me where we's going to, coming from or why. Mostly, I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. I'm tired of all the pain I feel and hear in the world every day. There's too much of it. It's like pieces of glass in my head, all the time. Can you understand? I scrolled pretty far and didn't see this one listed. Poor John Coffey. Boromir. I would have followed you, my brother. My captain. My king. Brendan Fraser in Scrubs. Where do you think we are? The dog from Futurama. Thomas Macaulay Culkin, in the movie My Girl. When she broke down at his funeral because he couldn't see without his glasses' sad face. Technically, you don't experience his death during the show. Iroh grieving Luten gets me every time, though, and it makes me very sad. The girl in Bridge to Terabithia. Well, this is a very dangerous post to be scrolling through. The Iron Giant. Mace Hughes from Fullmetal Alchemist. How he died followed almost immediately by his funeral scene definitely aggravates my allergies. Tadashi in Big Hero 6. My older brother has been a big positive influence on me, and that death always makes me imagine a world without him. Stoic the Vast from How to Train Your Dragon 2. 7 years later, I am still not over his death. Charlotte, in the original version of Charlotte's Web. Andrea's death in Breaking Bad and the fact that they made Jesse watch Helpless. The freaking mouse from Flowers for Algernon. The girl from Bridge to Terabithia. Brooks, Shawshank Redemption. Arthur Morgan and John Marston did it for me. Red Dead Redemption 1+2 are probably the only games that have had me really into the story like a film or book does. And I really grew to like them. Arthur more than John really. But seeing that made me very sad. I didn't even want to play RDR2 after Arthur died because I thought that was it, finished. Only when I learned you can play as John in New Austin I came back. Starting my second playthrough now. Wolverine Few as a kid who grew up with superhero films, Logan was a tear-jerker for me. David Tennant is the 10th Doctor Who. I don't want to go. I know technically it's a regeneration and not a death, but it killed me. Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Before he died he said something in the lines of, "He was your father, but he wasn't your daddy." I almost broke tears in the theater. Sirius Black. Edit. It's really cool to see how this character really connected with so many people. Have a great day, y'all. Brew. Hands down. Mufasa. Scar, you dirty sob. I was 6 and still haven't gotten over it. Sarah Lynn. It was too much, man. Blackadder in Blackadder goes forth. Sir, I'm scared, sir. It's at that point that you know something's wrong. George would never say something that's serious. Bob, Stranger Things. His death was awful. Bob Newby, superhero. Wash in Firefly, Serenity. Like a leaf in the wind. Edit. Y'all are making me cry again. It's a terrible day for rain. Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake from MASH. Buffy's mom from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The Starks at the Red Wedding. Bing Bong. Primrose Everdeen. The whole point of Katniss's participation in the Hunger Games was to keep her alive, and it was all for nothing. Artak's sad face. Where the Red Fern Grows. Lenny of Mice and Men, John Steinbeck. When Artax died in the swamps of sadness in the never-ending story, I sobbed for hours after the movie ended. Edit. God. Still hurts. FMA Hughes's funeral. I've never cried so hard for an imaginary character. Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, in Terminator 2. I was a kid back then when I saw the movie. And felt really bad when Terminator went down into molten metal. Jiraiya. BT 7274. Trust me. Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake in MASH was the first one I really remember. The second is in the Knight Rider movie. Devon Miles died. I wonder if Edward Mulhare knew he was dying, so they wrote that so they could maybe do future installments without having to come up with some weird story that he died in between. Pusey Washington from Orange is the New Black. I never fully recovered. Ali from Squid Game. The man was AG, but his kindness is what led to his demise. If he had opened the pouch when Sang-woo gave it to him, he would have survived. Fred Weasley. Fives in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Morden Solis sad face. Alexei, Russian scientist, in season 3 of Stranger Things. Pensive face. Joyce Summers, Buffy's mom.